Hello YouTube! We are on the Real Programming channel. It's about HTML and CSS. My name is Andrei. This is our 50th lesson. I greet you. We will talk about how do web colors work. You are starting to see that there are lots of places you can add color to your pages, background colors, border colors and so on, font colors as well. But how do colors and a computer actually work? Let's take a look. Web colors are specified in terms of how much red, green and blue make up the color. You specify the amount of each color from 0 to 100% and then add them all together to arrive at a final color. For instance, if you add 100% red, 100% green and 100% blue together, you get white. Notice that on computer screen, mixing together color results in a lighter color. After all, this is light where mixing. Here is red, green and blue being mixed together. If you look at the center, you'll see how they all add up. But if you add, say, only 60% of each component, red, green, blue, then what would I expect? Less white, right? In other words, you get a gray color because we're adding equal amounts of the three colors, but not as much light to the screen. And on a computer screen, if a zero blue is added, then blue doesn't add anything to the color. Or say you mix together 80% red and 40% green, you would expect an orange color, right? Well, that's exactly what you'll get. Notice that if a color is contributing the zero, then it doesn't affect the other two colors. Again, this is because there is no blue light being mixed with red and green. Mixing 80% red and 40% green, we get a nice orange color. And what if you mix the zero of red, green and blue percent? What do you get? That means you're sending no lights of any kind to the screen, so you get black. Why do I need to know all this color theory? Can I just specify my colors by name, like red, green or blue? That's what we've been doing so far. You certainly can use color names all you like, but CSS defines the name of only about 150 colors. While that may seem like a lot, that palette gets old pretty quickly and really limits the expressiveness of your pages. We're going to show you how to specify colors in a way that will allow you to name a lot more than 150 colors. In fact, you'll be able to work from a palette of 16 million colors. Now, you're already seen a few examples of colors in HTML and say, yes, they do look a little funky, like hash FC1257. So let's first figure out how to specify colors, and then you'll see how you can easily use color charts, online color picker or your photo editing application to pick your colors. How do I specify web colors? Let me count the weights. And you can count these 16 colors in any browser, but you might only find the 150 extended colors in never browsers. CSS gives you a few ways to specify colors. You can specify the name of a color, specify a color in terms of its relative percentage in red, green and blue. You can specify your color using a hex code, which is a shorthand for describing the red, green and blue components of the colors. While you might think that the web would have decided on one format by now, all these formats are commonly used, so it's good to know about them all. However, hex codes are by far the most common way of specifying the colors. But remember that all these ways of specifying color Ultimately, just tell the browser the amount of red, green, and blue that goes into a color. Let's work toward each method of specifying colors in CSS. Specify color by name. The most straightforward way to describe a color in CSS is just use this name. And there are 16 basic colors and 150 extended colors that you can be specified this way. Let's say you want to specify the color silver as has background color of a body element. Here's how you write that in a CSS. Here is the body rule and the background color property. The color writing its name. So to specify a color by name, just type the color name as the value of the property. CSS color names are case insensitive, so you can type silver or silver big up register, and all will work. Here are the 16 basic colors in CSS. Remember, these are just names for predefined amounts of red, green, and blue. Color in a book happens by light bouncing off the printed page. On a computer, the light is emitted by the screen, so these colors will look slightly different in your web pages. Specify color in red, green, and blue values. You can also specify a color as the amount of red, green, and blue. So say you wanted to specify the orange color. We looked at a couple of pages back, which consisted of 80% red, 40% green, and 0% blue. Here's how you do that. Okay, begin with RGB short for red, green, blue, and then specify the percentage for the green, red, and blue with percentage and with a percentage sign after each one. You can also specify the red, green, and blue values as a numeric value between 0 and 255. So instead of 80% red, 40% green, and 0% blue, you can use 200 for red, 202 green, and blue 0. Here's how you use the straight numeric values to specify your color. Where did these numbers come from? 80% of 255 is 24, 40% of 255 is 102, and 0% of 255 is 0. We'll start still with RGB. To specify numeric values and not percentage, just type in the value and don't use a percentage. There are no dumb questions. Why are there two different ways to specify RGB values? Don't percentage seem more straightforward? Sometimes they are more straightforward, but there is some sanity to using numbers between 0 and 255. This number is related to the number of values that can be held in 1 byte of information. So, for historical and technical reasons, 255 is often used as a unit of measurement for specifying red, green, and blue values in a color. In fact, you might have noticed that photo editing applications often allow you to specify color values from 0 to 255. If not, you will see how to do that shortly. I never see anyone use RGB or actual color names in their CSS. It seems everyone uses the #00fc 9a type of color codes. Using RGB percents or numeric values is becoming more common, but you are right, hex codes are still the most widely used because people consider them a convenient way to specify color. Is it important that I be able to look at something like RGB 150, 200 and know what color it is? Not at all. The best way to know what RGB 150, 200 looks like is upload in your browser or use an online color picker or photo editing application to see it. And specify color using hex codes. We'll talk about this in the next lesson. And this is our 50th lesson over. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, please. Like, share with friends, comment, eat bananas, chocolate nuts, drink more water for the effective work of our brains. Bye.